Hi there! In this second language switcher related video, I will be explaining how you can integrate it into the header or other parts of your website, and how you can configure your own custom language switcher to work with Clonable. Be aware that basic HTML and CSS knowledge is required to follow these steps. If you're unfamiliar with this, feel free to forward this tutorial to your web developer. First, we will be integrating Clonable's language switcher into the header of a website. Make sure to first remove any versions of it that you might have added, either with code insertions or through the Clonable plugin. Once that's completed, choose the location where you want the language switcher to be on your website. In this case, we will place it on the right-hand side of the search bar. The next step is to determine the CSS selector of the element we want to place it next to. You can do so by pressing F12 on your keyboard. This will open the developer tools. Scroll through these until you have found the right element. If you're sure the CSS class only shows up once on your website, or if you have the ID, feel free to copy it. If not, you can also right-click the element in the developer tools and press Copy Selector. Once copied, head to the Clonable dashboard and go to the language switcher. Configure it to your liking and go to the advanced options. Place the copied selector under Query Input. You will also see Clonable's preview update to a simulated header where the language switcher is integrated. When it looks like you want it to, copy the generated code block. You can insert this into your own website or test it using Clonable's own header and body insertions. For those, head to the Clone Setup, press General Settings, and scroll down until you see the field for header insertions. Paste the generated code and save. When processed, the clone where you inserted the code will show the language switcher. If it immediately looks good, you're set. If it doesn't, then probably there are global CSS rules on your website that override the language switcher. You're free to add any CSS to help resolve the issue. Most of the styling responds to the Clonable Inline iframe container class. If it doesn't, your best bet is the Clonable Language Switcher 0 ID. Make sure to properly open and close this CSS using the style tags in the header insertions. These changes may take up to 5 minutes to get processed on your website. Once you refresh it and it looks good, you can erase the whole header insertion from your clone and integrate it into your original website. Clonable picks it up automatically and changes the active languages appropriately in the clones. Before launching it in your live environment though, make sure to also check the mobile styling. If you have a custom language switcher yourself and want to integrate it with Clonable, you might see some strange behavior. If you're using text that you want to exclude from translations, you can apply the CSS class noTranslate to the text block on your original website. This will prevent Clonable from altering the text in its translations. Next, we also want to prevent Clonable from substituting the URLs in the clones. In order to do so, head to the source code of your original website by pressing Ctrl-U. Search for the hyperlinks and copy them exactly as they appear in the language switcher. When copied, head to the Clonable dashboard and go to Advanced Settings. Place these hyperlinks into the substitution exclusions. This prevents Clonable from altering the present URLs. If there is text in the hyperlink that's different from your original website though, for instance if Clonable has translated them, make sure to replace that with its translation as Clonable has generated it. So make sure the source code matches the original website, especially the URL must match the original website, but the text it shows must use the Clonable generated translations. Repeat this step for all hyperlinks and all clones. When you're done, the language switcher should function as expected. Make sure to check its text and underlying hyperlinks.